My name is Shannon. I'm a wife, a mom, and a shay-shay. I'm a speaker, an author, and a recording artist. But most importantly, I am a child of God. Every day, I seek to live out my faith with truth and transparency. But most days, I just need grace in high heels. Hello and welcome to this edition of Grace in High Heels. I'm your host, Shannon Perry, and what a fabulous show we have planned for you today. Reggie and Ladye Love Smith are here to share their musical journey, what it's like to be a part of the Gaither Homecoming series, and how they keep their marriage strong through it all. But first, the cute shoe feature of the day. Sometimes it just takes a casual cute shoe to make an outfit fun. My mama always said false eyelashes and cute shoes make everything better. And speaking of cute, thanks to all of you who send pictures of your pets doing the cutest thing. Today's picture comes from Devin with her dog, Oakley. Oakley, you are all bundled up and I love your snow mustache. You can definitely see the bond between these two. Devin, thank you for sharing Oakley with us. He's precious. Hey, send us your pet having their cutest moment, and they could be a star right here on Grace in High Heels. Hey, speaking of Grace, let's hear from a member of our Grace and Guts Girls Book Club. Grace and Guts is my latest book, and we're learning how to throw the knockout punch to the 12 areas women say they struggle with the most. Today's question comes from Marie.
Hi, Shannon. Congratulations on your new book, Grace and Guts. I've not only read it once, but I've read it twice, and I've referred back to it on numerous occasions. I have to tell you, my friend, that once again, you have knocked it out of the park with this book. In your book, you've addressed numerous topics, situations and things that face all of us, especially as women. Situations that we face that are hard to talk about, hard to share with other people. And oftentimes when we're going through those situations, we feel like we're the only ones that might be going through it. But in your book, with your candor and your unique way of writing, you have shown us, regardless of what the situation is, that we have the ability to face it, to deal with it, and to become victorious over it. And that regardless of what the world might throw at us, regardless of what Satan might throw at us, that we have the ability to stand up, do the old 1-2 knockout punch, and become victorious over that situation. In reading your book, as I turned each page, because of your transparency and your beautiful way of writing, I felt like we were just sitting across the table having a discussion together. And through that discussion, I was able to realize that in spite of what might be going on in my life, that I have the ability to face it with guts and to come out victorious and to do it with grace. I want to thank you for your love. I want to thank you for your ministry. I want to thank you for this book. And I want to encourage everyone that's hearing this, go out, buy a book for yourself. Buy one for other people, your family members, your friends, anyone that you know that might be going through a difficult situation. You'll be glad that you shared it with them. You'll be glad that you read it yourself. Shannon, thank you again. We love you. We appreciate everything you do. Continue on, my friend. With God's help and God's mercy, keep reaching those that need the word that God's given you. We love you and thanks again. Congratulations on your book, Shannon.
Wow, Marie, thank you so much for those kind words. And as I always say, there's nothing that means more to me as an author than to know that God touched your heart in the way that He did. Thanks for being a member of our Grace and Guts Girls Club and for taking the time to share your heart and your sweet, encouraging words. I love you too, and God bless you. If you haven't read Grace and Guts, you can pick up a copy wherever books are sold. Each chapter is based on an area that women say they struggle with the most, and it includes scriptural and practical answers to help throw your enemy the knockout punch in the ring of life. If you'd like to join the Grace and Guts Girls Book Club, it's free. Log on to shannonperry.com and send us your thoughts. You could be in the next video we share. Women are warriors. We fight for our families, our friends, and our faith. But we're often hesitant to enter the ring when it comes to caring for ourselves. Our opponent comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But we've already been promised that we'll win the round when we find the guts to enter the ring and the grace to endure the fight. Well, one of the most talented couples in the music industry is here with us today. Reggie and Ladye Love Smith have been part of the Gaither homecoming family for over a decade. They've performed at the Super Bowl, the Grand Ole Opry, Billy Graham Crusades, and in Carnegie Hall. Reggie and Ladye have complimented some of music's most talented artists, including Patti LaBelle, Josh Turner, Dolly Parton, and Stephen Curtis Chapman. Known for their smooth, soulful vocals and impeccable musicianship, their communication always reflects what is true of them both on and off the stage: authenticity. Reggie and Ladye, welcome to Grace in High Heels. I'm so glad to have you here.
Shannon.
What an
Thank
honor.
you.
What an honor. Well, I just want to jump right in because we have so much to talk about. Reggie, I'm going to start with you. You are the newest member of the Gaither vocal band.
I am.
That is so awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations. So,
Thank
of
you.
course, inquiring minds want to know, what is it like to travel with Bill Gaither?
He's a legend.
Yes,
He's
he
a
is.
legend. He's amazing.
Yes,
It's
he
unbelievable. He
is.
wears a Fitbit.
Okay.
Wears a Fitbit, and he walks between 10 and 14,000 steps every day.
Wow.
So when he gets that look in his eye on the bus, and we get up in the morning and having coffee, and we're going, boys, he wants a walking mate. Duck out, run out, do whatever you got to do because he's about to walk and you hide. You know, it's amazing. It's really great.
He
great.
is amazing.
Yeah.
And the Gaither vocal band, of course,
Oh,
what a top notch.
top notch, excellent all the
excellent
way.
guys.
Excellent guys, great guys, and
Yeah.
just brothers. Great
Yeah.
guys.
Wow. Well, you guys are like the sweethearts of the music industry because everybody looks at you your love shines through. You're just so sweet, so sweet. So tell us how you keep your marriage strong because when you're apart, when you're traveling on the road, that's not always easy.
Well, so how do we keep our marriage strong? First and foremost, she, you know, it's a commitment, as we all know. There's a major commitment, and I had some friends tell me one time that they hardly ever fought with their maid. They never had a disagreement or anything like that. And I'm like, is somebody dead? How is that possible? Is there any passion whatsoever? You know, but you know what? We just try to respect. And you know what? This girl's got my back when no one else has her back. And you know what? I have her back too. And we know that. That's just something deep down that we know. And you know, the most trying time right now for us is trying to rear a 16-year-old.
Right.
And know how to do that. We've never done it before.
Right.
You know?
Teenager, that's the only word you had to
That's
say,
it.
right?
Teenager, right.
Well,
So,
and you have this, you both have jobs, so you're doing things, like you said, you're doing session work, you're doing conferences, you're on the road. So let's talk about that. You're raising a 16-year-old, and so many parents have just like everybody else, they have a hard time balancing being a parent with doing their job. So how do you do that? Because it's hard.
I think for us, we traveled together for so long. Before we were married, while we've been married up until, you know, we were always together, did everything together. And so we kind of have a rhythm that's different from most people. We have the road rhythm. And so we kind of understand. And so like even when he's with the vocal band, I understand the pressures that are going on during the day. I also understand the catering and the sleeping late. And so, so you know, so anyway, so we keep in contact a lot. We talk every day, text every day. I know their schedule when they're going to be off the sound check, and probably drive him crazy sometimes. And I'm calling him and asking things about Brett, and I don't know. We just stay connected in a way like that. And then when he comes home, we usually try to go to dinner. We try to go together, and at home is when we're really together the most after everything kind of calms down. Brett's asleep, we have our time
That's
and just
right.
to reconnect every time he goes back. And like I said, this is unusual because this is the first time I've seen him since he just
Right,
came on the bus today. I would normally have already seen
Isn't it
him.
nice to meet on a television set after we haven't
Hey,
seen
yeah,
each
but-
other? It's great to
Baby,
see you,
look
honey.
beautiful. But you know what? I'm always looking forward. All the guys, we love being out there. It's a group of brothers and everything. But we love to get home to our girls.
You've had so many incredible experiences overseas, in the States. You've done so many things overseas. I know it's hard, but if you had to pick a favorite musical moment, and you can choose more than one if you'd like, but each one of you, if you had to choose a favorite musical moment, do you have
Oh,
one
I
that
know
just
one.
really stands
I
out?
know.
What is
Yes,
it, lady?
Absolutely.
What is it?
Okay, so we sing at the Cove, at the Billy Graham Cove. We do some conferences there all throughout the year. And I've become friends with Gigi Graham, which is Billy's oldest daughter. And just to get to it, it was Reverend Billy Graham came and heard us sing one night, and George Beverly Shea,
George Beverly Shea
and Cliff Barrows.
Cliff Barrows.
Wow.
The three of them together.
And it was just unbelievable
And so,
moment.
what was so terrifying was, it was
Grateful.
terrifying, and looking at it because we were in the middle of a concert, and they rolled them in on the front row, in the mid,
During.
during the concert, and we were not aware of it. We knew we were at the Cove, but they were supposed to be there, and Gigi set it up.
It was a surprise because at the time he didn't get to get out a lot, but and so this was a very unusual.
Big deal for us.
Yeah.
Big
Oh,
deal.
it's huge for
Big deal.
monumental.
Big deal.
Oh,
Just
Yeah.
to think of how God has used him and that ministry, that whole team for so many
team.
years to.
You were giving back to them.
Oh,
They were being
well.
blessed by listening to y'all.
It was
after
such
all
an
that you
honor and just,
received.
amazing
It
to.
was just,
What
we
an
were quite
incredible
emotional
honor.
when,
I
during
bet.
that moment. Yeah, it was pretty quick.
And then one other time, this is not spiritual in
Yeah.
any way.
Okay.
Okay, so when I was singing at the Opry, Lisa Marie Presley came in and they called me ahead of time. They said, okay, Miss Presley's going to be here and she would like you to come early to sing a duet and to do some vocals. Can you come in? I'm like, sure. So I came in early with the band, and the whole time I'm driving, don't think about Elvis, don't think about Elvis. Don't think about Elvis. I'm like, just zone it out. This is just going to be.
Right.
And when it's all over, I can
Her
call her
last name's not
again.
Presley. Her last name's not Presley.
It's not Presley. Oh my
That
goodness.
is awesome.
That was fun.
Oh my
That was
gosh,
a
what
great
a
blessing.
that is an incredible experience.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so let's switch gears. Your funniest moment.
Right before we were going to Israel with the Gaither, when we were going over to film the Israel homecoming
Yeah, you
video,
remember that. Yeah.
Reggie had, what's it called?
An implant.
Veneer. He had 2 veneers only.
Okay.
And
This one.
So right before, the nurse called in and said, the doctor's sick, can you come in really quickly? So he went in really fast. The nurse pulled his entire real tooth out,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
root
Broke
and
it-
all.
broke it
Had
off.
to have an emergency root canal. It was horrible. So we go to Israel with a fake tooth, everything. But the problem is, it kept popping out. Later,
Well,
so
wait.
now, fast
So while they were doing the implant to make it all work, Shannon. So while we were doing, so we were in London singing, and they
Fast
have it
forward to London,
at the
a little later,
Invisalign,
just the 2 of us.
the Invisalign that
Okay,
held it
right, yes.
till they got it replanted in 2 more weeks. But we couldn't do it. We had to be in London, so had to make it work. So I knew not to put a lot of pressure, but I put too much pressure. I went, and I went for it. Girl, it blew out onto my feet. So can I stand up? Is it okay? Can I stand up? So no, don't stand up. But Lady Love just kind of steps in front of me like this. Like this in front of me while I bend down, pick the tooth up, pop it in, and we go at it.
It's kind of like when the microphone doesn't work, you just take over.
Let's go. And it was just, so
We bent down, got it. I don't think anybody knew, but
So by the way, I have a permanent now. No
it's all
problem.
good.
Now,
It's all
we're
good.
all staring at your teeth. There it is.
Right
It's all
there.
good.
So,
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people watching who are artists, who are aspiring, and I just think it would be great for you guys to talk to them for a minute. A lot of people would love, they turn the Gaither videos on, they come see the vocal band, they look at you and think, wow, how do I get there? I want to do that. What would you say to them?
Well, first of all, it sounds elementary, but it's so true. It's start where you are. I mean, like when we grew up, it was our dream to sing. And my dream at 4. I mean, I just loved music from an early age. But how it started, I started in my church, and I sang everywhere that I could sing, and I sang for everyone and for, shut-ins and any kind of little Valentine banquets. It really is about that. It's about serving, giving, and I think that Reggie would say honing your craft. It gives you experience. It makes you learn how to connect with people, and also to see what the needs are of people, and to see how God wants to use you. What is your way? Who are you? How is God going to use you in the way you are made uniquely? And I think then we went on, and we went on through school, and we majored in music. You just keep going until the opportunity presents itself. I mean, we sang with Laurel Harris. I know you probably know, that was just the most amazing. That was my dream for a long time.
He was our mentor, Lorna.
But let me say, God kept saying no for a long time. He said, no, I want you to go. And I kept thinking, God, you know the desires of my heart. You know what I want to do, And so, but no, I kept going through school. I got my degree. I did all these things. And then it was just amazing. Now, that doesn't always happen. I mean, there were a lot of no's that were still no's. Right. But I think being faithful to the process and to what God wants you to do where you are at that moment, and not try to step ahead and make something happen. It's very hard because you have a desire and you're excited and you're wanting to go. I think preparedness is important, and it's got to meet, the preparation has to meet just being where you're supposed to be at that moment too, and accepting that with God and where He wants you to be.
That is
And too,
nice.
Shannon, I would say to a young person who wants to be an artist, that definitely work your craft, because we need excellence. Gospel music needs to be excellent. It can be excellent. There's no need for it not to be. It needs to be the best. It can be the best. And I think that into young singers, a lot of times when I'm speaking with them in like a little one-on-one class or something.
He teaches, and he loves that.
So I would say to them, I said, 50% I would think sometimes is only the voice, 50%. That's all it is, about 50%. Now what's the other 50%?
Hard work.
Hard work, and then also serving.
That's what
serving.
Yes,
You're serving.
That's right.
You are serving. They're never serving you. An audience never
that's
serves
right.
you. You're serving them. And so if you can understand that, and they're like, serving. Never think it's about you. It's not.
When you go on the stage, it's not for you. It's not for you to serve yourself. It's not for you to go, look, I love how I sound, or I'm just going to stand here and sing, and I don't have to. It's about giving to the audience, and give.
The message.
You don't know who God is talking to that night, and what He's using, and it's about giving all of yourself at that moment to whomever out there needs to hear what God is trying to say.
You have done an amazing, beautiful job of serving so many hearts and so many sweet souls. And we just want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, because God is using you in such a powerful way.
Thank you.
Well, you're right too, that we're blessed to get to do this.
Yes.
We're blessed to get to do what we love, and to be in music what we love, and that God has allowed us to be a part
What a
of
gift.
all of this.
We're honored to be here with you.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm so glad I got to meet you guys
Thank you,
today.
Shannon.
Thank you too.
Coming up, we'll get some great decorating tips from an award-winning designer. If you know Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, your Lord, you never have to take another negative word from another person inside of your heart about yourself, because if it can't be backed up in here, it's not the truth.
Tonight I had a great time listening to Shannon, and it was beneficial as a mom of little ones, just knowing that sometimes when we get lost in the chaos of being a mom, that there's a purpose for our life.
She came walking in that bathroom. She said, "What is the matter with you?" I said, "I am hung in the toilet paper roll holder."
Shannon is the woman that you want to come and speak to your ladies, because she's funny, she's full of life, she loves Jesus, and it comes through so clearly.
Well, Dana DeShiel has been making homes beautiful for many years. She was chosen to design one of the St. Jude show homes in Tennessee and has won many accolades, including being named Best Interior Designer by Southern Exposure. From creating color palettes, furniture and fabric selections, custom window treatments, and the all-important accessorizing, Dana's style is eclectic, and she loves mixing traditional pieces with the most current designs and trends. Dana, thank you so much for being with us today. I'm so excited about what you have in front of us, and I want to know all about it. So, tell us what we're going to be learning to decorate.
Okay, we are looking at a couple of different tabletop vignettes today, and just how to create kind of a personal style with using accessories.
Okay, so if I walk into a store and there are 50 million things in there and I have no idea where to start, I notice you have this pretty little tray. Do I want to get something where I actually put it on? Do I need to put it in something, or is it okay to just put on a table?
It's okay to just put on a table. It's nice to have a tray to kind of corral your items together. I think it just kind of helps to give a little more cohesive look.
Okay.
When I start looking, obviously I do like to do things in threes or odd numbers. I like to do varied heights. Now in this case, these two pieces happen to be pretty similar in height,
Right.
but I like the uniqueness of this horse. I like to do something that does involve a candle or some type of soft lighting, then maybe more of a personal item that is
Because I love horses.
right.
brought
You
this
like
horse.
horses, so that, you know, and this could always be elevated up on some type of a pedestal if we wanted it to be higher. It's always nice to add some greenery or some type of a plant to just add softness to the vignette.
Oh, okay. So we don't really want to put everything in stone on here. We want to put something that's softer.
It's I always incorporate something with softness. It could be a container with moss balls.
Okay.
It could be a container of just green moss. It could be a floral.
I noticed we kind of have the same colors going on too. How do you feel about mixing colors in? I love the way this looks. And so talk to us about color.
It is fine to mix in color if that is what a client is using in their home, if they like color. I kind of like keeping it a little monochromatic. I think it just works better over time.
It's beautiful. And I noticed you have something over here.
Yeah, if we
We're gonna change some
if we
heights.
wanted to switch out the horse and bring in something like this antler is really cool.
Yeah, very
And then you can get the idea of having the varied heights.
Okay. So the varied heights are important.
I think
We need
so.
something that adds a little texture to it. And this candle is beautiful. I have these candles in my home, and I love them. Don't they look real?
They do look real. These are the battery operated candles, and they also come with a remote.
That's right.
So that's really nice.
Okay, now we have another beautiful design over here. Talk to us about
Yes,
this.
and this, obviously this one's much a larger scale than this. This would be something perfect on a large coffee table. I often have clients who I don't have a clue what to do on my coffee table. And these lanterns are very popular. They come in varied heights. And you could use an assortment of these, but it's so much more interesting to bring in.
Yeah, I love this.
Again,
This adds
just
such character.
just an object that gives character. And again, I've incorporated here a large bowl with just a lot of greenery that looks real.
Right.
That's the nice
Yes, it
thing
does.
about artificial greenery now. It's so much more real looking
Right.
than it used to be.
Oh, this is beautiful. So, what are some other things I could add here? I mean, if I don't like windmills, for example, let's say
Right.
I like horses, but let's say I like flowers. If I wanted to add, you only want to have one thing of texture,
Only one
item
thing of texture, but you could add, like, say, a large pottery piece.
Okay.
You know, a large pottery urn. It doesn't necessarily have to have anything in it.
Okay.
Any type of if there's any other type of a statue, or, you know, any type of an object that just speaks to you.
Okay.
Would be nice to add.
Do I need to have wood with wood, or can I mix metal and wood and stone?
You
and just
can
kind
mix
of put them all
metal, wood,
together?
stone. I like the mixed textures. I think that's great to do that.
Okay, these are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Well,
So,
thank you. And they can be changed out seasonally.
Okay.
If you prefer to do that. For instance, if you wanted to take this greenery out in the fall, you could add pumpkins and gourds. You could add fall foliage. At Christmas time, you can definitely add pine, Christmas greenery, red berries. So
Great idea.
it's very easy to change these out seasonally.
and you could change the color of the candle.
Change the color. Oh, and a lot of times what I like to do is add green moss at the base of the candle. It just adds a little bit of life.
Okay, great suggestions. Dan, if we want to know more about interior design, is there a way we can get in touch with you?
Yes, I have a website, Dana DeShill Interiors, and I also have a business Facebook page under Dana DeShill Interiors, and my contact information, email address, and phone number are listed on those.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Great ideas.
Shannon.
Appreciate
Thank
having
you.
on. Now, here's this week's quick clip of grace from the road to help you win in the ring of life.
I was traveling
back in the day when you could get a sandwich still on the plane, it wasn't when you're paying $8 for a snack box these days. But back in the day, they gave you little sandwiches. And so I decided to take my little sandwich when I got on because I was going to produce a CD for somebody, and I didn't know who was going to be picking me up. I didn't know where they were going to take me to eat. So I thought, well, I'll just stick this sandwich down in the side pocket of my outside pocket of my purse so that I can have it in case they pick me up and they don't take me to eat or anything. And so I put that little sandwich down in the outside pocket, and they picked me up and took me to eat, and we had a great time. Well, about 2 weeks later, when I got home, I was in my car, and I thought, well, goodness gracious, Shannon, I think I showered this morning, but I'm smelling bad. And then about 2 weeks after that, David and I went to eat, those little Brazilian steak houses where they lean over, they cut your steak for you, they put your steak on there. Well, this little guy leaned over me to cut my steak. I thought, bless his heart, he kind of smells. And then about 2 weeks after that, I opened my closet and I thought, well, bless my heart, I kind of smell. And so I went to David. I said, honey, I've got to call a doctor. He said, what's wrong? I said, I don't know, but there is a very foul odor coming from my body. He said, well, what is it? I said, I don't know, but it's bad. I said, I think something is very wrong with me. Well, I called the doctor. They said, what's the matter? I said, I don't know. I need to make an appointment, though, because something stinks on me. Well, I made the appointment. Well, about 2 weeks after that, I went to lunch with one of the women's ministry leaders, and I was going to pay for my lunch, and I reached into the outside pocket of that purse, and I pulled out that turkey sandwich that had been liquefied in my purse. And all of a sudden, I just said really loud, it's not me! And the lady, she said, what are you talking about? I told her, I called the waiter over, that person went to be with Jesus. We hadn't seen it since. But the moral of the story is, sometimes gossip can make our life stink. Amen? And sometimes we stuff it down in our lives and we forget it's there and we forget how it can affect us. And then when it starts stinking, it starts ruining relationships and it starts causing problems. We have to get that stinky stuff out. And gossip is stinky stuff. If your group is hosting an upcoming retreat, conference, or event for your ladies, drop me an email or give our office a call at the number you see on the screen because I would love to be your speaker and meet you in person. You can learn more about all the topics I'll offer when you visit shannonperry.com. Hey, thanks for tuning in to today's show, and until next time, know you're loved and keep walking in God's grace.
To purchase a copy of Shannon's teaching materials, including her latest book, Grace and Guts, visit shannonperry.com. Grace and High Heels TV is made possible by the friends and partners of Shannon Perry Ministries. Your tax-deductible donation is an investment into eternity, and together we will reach viewers with the life-changing truth of God's Word. To give, visit shannonperry.com. And thank you for your prayerful and generous support.